products and bio-business. See Table 1.6. Potential of modern biotechnology. The modern biotechnology is expected to solve many problems arising at the global level. In 21st century growth and economy of a country will certainly depend on operation of biotechnology. A revolution may occur in some of the areas like medical and health care, agriculture, industry and environment. DNA fingerprinting has successfully helped the forensic science in the search of criminals, making identity of individuals, solving parentage dispute, etc. Human diagnostics and therapeutic drugs have been discovered and commercialized. Gene therapy is hoped to solve the problems of genetic diseases. Biotechnology-based vaccines are the best as compared to conventional vaccines, and so is the insulin. They have no side effects and pose no risk the presence of live form of viruses in vaccines. Many transgenic plants and animals have been genetically unproved. Now they are capable of producing new or improved products. The questions may be raised on complex, ethical, spiritual and philosophical issues. Hundreds of transgenic plants have been produced and many of them are being sown in field and products are available in market. The plant biotechnology will reduce the dependence of farmers on pesticides and will help to utilize the new technologies. In near future papers and chemicals with less energy and less pollution may be produced through biotechnology. Abatement of pollution using potential microorganisms, i.e. bioremediation, has been used in many countries. Thus the potential microorganisms are looked for better health, better products and better environment of future. Instead of chemical pesticides, biopesticides have been produced and commercialized by some industries in India and abroad. Similarly, biofertilizers, formulation of nitrogen-fixing bacteria and blue-green algae, i.e. cyanobacteria, and phosphate-solubilizing bacteria and fungi, have also been made available to farmers in India. On the other hand, biotechnology has generated new jobs for the youth and stimulated the growth of small business. It has also encouraged the innovations in the industrial and agricultural sectors. In the USA alone, more than 15 lakh youth have been employed in industries. Achievement of biotechnology. In recent years, it has become possible to map the whole genome of an organism to find out the function of the genes, cut and transfer into another organism, see chapters 3 and 4. Owing to the success achieved from gene cloning, many products have been obtained through genetically engineered cells, and hopefully many can be produced during the current decade. Recombinant DNA technology has made it easier to detect the genetic diseases and cure before the birth of a child or suggest accordingly. Gene bank and DNA clone bank have been constructed to make available different genes of its known function. Thus, recombinant DNA technology has made it possible to develop vaccines against viral and malarial diseases, 50-WTH hormones and interferon, see chapter 7. Biotechnology has caused revolution in agricultural science. Cell culture and protoplast fusion techniques have resulted in hybrid plants through intercrosses which generally are not possible through the conventional hybridization techniques, see chapter 12. It has also helped in the production of encapsulated seeds, soma clonal variants, disease-resistant plants, herbicide and stress-resistant plants, and NIF gene and NOD gene transfer as well. Through cell culture techniques, industrial production of essential oils, alkaloids, pigments, etc. have been boosted up. However, many more works are to done on horticulture and forestry plants as far as micropropagation and establishment of mycorrhizal fungi are concerned, see chapter 13. For better yield of agricultural crops, use of biofertilizers, seed bacterization, algalization and green manuring has become an alternative tool for synthetic chemical fertilizers. The biofertilizers are non-toxic to micro and macrobiota and to humans as well. This would reduce the constraint on fossil fuel-based industries, see chapters 19 and 20. Moreover, to discourage the use of synthetic pesticides, biocontrol agents have been developed and conditions have investigated when phenomenon of antagonism takes place, see chapter 21. For the protection of environment and abatement of pollution, treatment of sewage, transformation of domestic wastes and xenobiotic chemicals have drawn much attention in recent years. To combat these problems, such bacterial plasmids have been developed that could be used to degrade the complex polymers into non-toxic forms. Strains of cyanobacteria, Green algae and fungi have been developed which could be used for the treatment of municipal and domestic sewage and industrial discharges into non-toxic forms and renew them as source of energy. Biotechnology has helped the bio-industries in producing the novel compounds and optimization, and scale-up of products, for example alcohols, acids, antibiotics and enzymes see chapters 17 and 22, and single-cell protein and mycoprotein see chapter 18. Technologies have also been developed to seek an alternative source of energy from biomaterials generated from agricultural, industrial, forestry and municipal sources see chapter 23. Social forestry and short-rotation tree plantation will help to reduce the pressure on forests to meet the demand of fuel in rural sector. In industries, biomass-fired systems have been developed to meet the energy requirement of engines, such as sugar cane mills. Moreover, urban sewage and plant weeds are used for the production of biogas for cooking and lighting purposes see chapter 24. 1. Ban on genetic food. It is a growing concern all over the world that the genetic food may pose risks to human health, ecology and the environment. However, it has forced the government of many countries to rethink on introduction of such designer crop. For the first time the European Commission's scientific advisors have recommended that a genetically engineered potato be withheld from the market because they cannot guarantee its safety. Worried at the growing acts of vandalism against the genetically engineered crops in Britain, the Environment Minister had gone on record that his government was considering a 3-year ban on transgenic crops grown for commercial use. The United States, the world's biggest producers of genetically modified foods, has also threatened New Zealand to ban his genetically engineered foods. In Europe, the boom in the stock market for biotech products also is in wane. British Biotech, Europe's flagship biotechnology company, has lost its share value by more than 50%. However, it is a general opinion that in solving the global problems of hunger and food shortages, biotechnology cannot make food cheaper at any cost. It is true that cotton pests, especially American bollworm, has become resistant to certain pesticides. Moreover, several pests have developed immunity against the Bt gene, Bacillus thuringiensis gene, see chapter 21. If the cotton bollworm too develops resistance against the Bt cotton, it will force a still large number of farmers to commit suicide, as happened in Andhra Pradesh in 1998 and in subsequent years as in Gujarat in 2002. Prevention of misuse of biotechnology. In many countries the prevention of misuse of biotechnology is stressed because cause a lot of mischief when given a free play in the hands of transnational companies engaged in ruthless pursuit of profits. One of these concerns is the rapid pace of genetic erosion. This will lead to a situation where the base genetic material is available to only a few multinet companies in their gene banks. However, this genetic erosion has to be checked by saving the genetic diversity in its own environment, but not gene bank, germplasm bank, by the involvement of people. We are proceeding from green revolution to gene revolution. New transgenic plants animals are being produced, and seeds, embryos, sperms are preserved. A day may come when farmers would have to depend on genetically engineered seeds. Still, there is doubt whether seeds will suit for sustainable agricultural practice free from chemical poison. The genetically modified organisms, GMOs, should be carefully researched and monitored to ensure that the hazards to users and environment will not occur. In addition, concerted action should be undertaken to ensure that necessary consideration is given to the ethical and effects of such studies. People should be known about the impacts of GMOs and genetically engineered products. Such efforts are already being made in some of the countries. The German Green has called for a 5-year moratorium on commercial release of GMOs. The UK Genetics is complaining for a partial mentally irresponsible applications of biotechnology. In the USA, number of groups are strongly opposing the deliberate release of GMOs. In India, Gene Campaign has been carrying out a public campaign against the patenting of life forms and the misuse of biotechnology. However, such efforts need to strengthen to check the misuses of biotechnology. Biodiversity and its conservations. Biodiversity is a new name for species richness of plants, animals and micro